How do I convince my wife that I am not cheating? This all just happened within the last hour. After dropping the kids off at daycare like I usually do, I came down to my home office to start working. My wife had been going through a basket of unfolded laundry looking for some clothes for the day and found a kind of crop top / tank top thing in the laundry. She came into my office to ask me where it came from. At first, I just kind of shrugged and said I wasn't sure, but soon realized that this had triggered a firestorm of fears that I had someone over to the house and was cheating. I tried to assure her that I was not, but I realized I had no way to prove that I wasn't. We have had a few people stay over at the house over the last several months, her sister's family, my mom and nephew, another married couple, but this was a smaller top that likely would not have fit them. When I realized this was a bigger issue, I kind of started to panic that I had no way to prove I didn't do anything wrong, but that must not have looked very good either. To top it off, she said she found a piece of chipped nail polish on the center console of my car by the shifter recently, but she hasn't had nail polish in several months either. However, my car has been pretty dirty for a while because of having small children and being too busy to clean it out. I think it could have been her old nail polish or even some other kind of debris. Some backstory: before we were together, she was with a couple guys that cheated on her and generally did not treat her very well. So, she tends not to believe someone that says they aren't cheating if she suspects they are. We have been together for 9 years, married for 7. To be clear, I did not cheat. I have never cheated on anyone. But I have no plausible explanation for either of these items and I feel like I am guilty until proven innocent. She said she would rather know the truth and has given a 24-hour window for me to come clean if I cheated. But I didn't, and there is truly nothing to come clean about. I worry that this will forever live in the back of her mind, and that she will never trust me again. How can we fix this situation? Comment. Sit down and make a list of all the folks who have been in your home recently, and contact them and ask if the clothing item belongs to them. Even if you assume it's too small or whatever. That's about the best you can do. Don't try to lawyer around her insecurities, you'll never find enough proof or plausible explanations to satisfy her. You have to address the issue at its root, which is that your partner has been hurt by cheating in the past and is projecting this damage onto her current relationship. This issue needs to be discussed with compassion and understanding, not insulting accusations of cheating. Help her work through her issues with constructive discussion, but do not set the precedent of defending yourself directly against allegations like this. State simply and clearly that you have no idea where the shirt came from, and the whole chipped nail polish in a dirty car thing isn't even something you are willing to entertain. You sympathize with where she is coming from considering she was hurt so badly in the past and are willing to discuss her feelings about the subject, but your own strong feelings about infidelity will not allow you to be treated as a defendant in a legal case when it comes to your commitment to the relationship. True, he can't appease her reactions because they come from a place that isn't rational. However, therapy and counseling are things that she has to take charge of, not him, and it might not even be for her. He can only do what he can, which is be transparent, provide resources, and not allow himself to be in the hot seat, I guess, without outright dismissing her feelings. What's more important, proving you're innocent or working with your partner and validating her experiences? It's a spectrum and only he can decide when too far is too far. You can't prove that you haven't cheated, any more than you can prove that there isn't a toaster orbiting the moon. The burden of proof shouldn't be on you, though. You need to address the underlying problem, which is your wife's trust issues. Guilty until proven innocent is not a foundation for a healthy relationship. There are plausible explanations for the crop top and the broken nail, so the way to address those questions is to calmly explain where those items may have come from. When you do, don't panic or be defensive. You're not guilty, so don't act like you are. In the longer term, you just have to convince her that you're not like the men who cheated on her in the past. You do that by being a supportive, trustworthy partner, and possibly by convincing her to get into some therapy to discuss her trust issues. Ideally, you want to get her to the point where the next time she finds a piece of clothing that she doesn't recognize in the laundry, she doesn't automatically assume that you're cheating. Next story 2. Me and my girl decided to take a break after 4 years. Can we come back? I'm afraid to post this cause of so many negative comments on this same topic. But I hope I explain it well enough to understand. Me and my girl have been together for 4 years. Ups and downs, but the love always lasted. We both been through a lot and held each other down. This girl is the definition of a kind heart. She truly cares and has done things I would never expect from anyone. Her mother and cousin passed somewhat a year apart. And her little cousin passed on my birthday. I supported her through both of these traumas. Cooking, cleaning, venting and discussing. Sleeping over for months and at times even supporting her family through the hard times. I felt like the world was on my shoulders and if I left I would be damaging her more. So I stayed down. But sadly during this time I got overwhelmed. I felt like I was doing everything but this person wouldn't appreciate me, so I started to comment on random girls' pages and having inappropriate pics of random women. She seen this and was damaged. But I was surprised she cared, cause the good things I did seemed to not get even half the attention. She said I made her feel like the last person did, but to me it was nothing, just an attention thing. Either way I know I was wrong. We talked and were able to come to an understanding, but I know it hurt her a lot. As time passed things got better, the love got stronger, and recently it was like we were falling in love again. Making love more often and just rebuilding our relationship. Like a very special moment. She checked my phone 1 month ago and seen some old pics on my Instagram. But I explained they were from what she already seen and she understood and it seemed to be back to normal. But I had still a strange feeling. So when she went to the bathroom I checked her laptop and seen her texting her ex on Instagram. His has often been a problem due to the pain she went through, at times thinking my actions are his. I didn't bring it up but just asked if they have spoken since her mom passed, cause she said he reached out. I didn't mind. She then confessed and I felt good cause it was everything I saw. Nothing crazy, just catching up. She was completely honest and it made me feel so secure. I had questions for a long time and they were finally answered. I instantly forgave her and we had a long talk about it. It seemed like we were moving forward, but something told me no, to give her space. She agreed she needed it as well. She said I'm her soulmate and wants to marry me. She never had a man treat her the way I have. And the biggest part is she asked me to wait for her. She asked me to do the same and keep myself reserve. We agreed the break is to be better, not explore options. She wants to love me the way I deserve for all I do. That she wouldn't do anything to jeopardize our future together. She said she wants to grieve alone, cause I supported her through it all, and bring her past to an end. Am I dumb for waiting? I'm understanding cause I did the same, so I know how she feels. But I also know we both. P.S. In the beginning of our talking stage, 1 month, I went to my ex for closure and kissed her goodbye and said she can always lean on me for anything. 2 years later I contacted her again cause she looked at my girl's page and I told her I'm really in love with my new partner and we could not speak again. She wanted to have a final talk cause she was getting married and I agreed. But that same day my girl caught me and I explained. She didn't believe me at first cause her ex just kicked her out, so she never thought a relationship could end with friendship even if people were hurt each other. But with time she understood. But she says seeing me do that encourages her to bring it to an end. Comment. Next story 3. What am I supposed to do in this situation with my GF? Is this cheating? Recently, my long-distance girlfriend admitted to developing a sudden physical attraction to someone else at her college, for about 5 to 6 days. She spent several nights talking to him instead of me, succumbing to her temporary feelings. Our communication was reduced during those days. After about 3 days, I called her and inquired about her recent activities. She confessed to everything she had done, acknowledging that there were days when she claimed to be tired or unwell and couldn't talk to me. Instead, she chose to talk to him, and she felt so guilty for the past 2 to 3 days and expressed immense guilt, hating herself for her actions and finding it difficult to face me during that time. We've decided to take a break so I can reflect on what happened and determine whether I want to continue the relationship. She mentioned that she dislikes herself for her behavior and needs the break to understand her actions. She admitted to cutting off all contact with the other person. My question is, what should I do in this situation? Should I give her another chance? Is it right to forgive her since she confessed from the beginning and didn't hide this for a long time? Additionally, I wonder if there's a way for me to support her, given that she's an introverted person who tends to isolate herself when facing problems. I know she won't discuss this with anyone due to fearing their negative opinions. Despite everything, I deeply love her and am willing to continue the relationship after giving some deep thoughts about this situation. This incident is only one where she did such things. Everything was fine between us before. We were open about nearly everything. Comment. If the two of you plan to work on your relationship, then taking a break seems to me to be a bad idea. Did you two establish any ground rules while taking this break? Is she, and you, now free to engage with other people during this break? She hasn't told you everything, and yes, she is cheating. Dump her ass and focus on yourself. Don't allow any chicks to distract you from being successful. In 8 years or so you will be just hitting your prime and she will be hitting the wall. She is in her prime right now, and has a lot of options. You are a fool to think she isn't exercising them. I don't care now about cheating, but she did lie to you in order to talk to someone else she was attracted to, which is unsavory at the very least. It's good that she confessed ASAP, though. You can forgive her if you like. There's no rule that a person shouldn't forgive something like this if the other person is open and won't do it again.